fucking recording.
That's the,
No.
let's start?
No, I just wanted to let you know we're recording. That was just me getting excited because it's episode 5. Cheers.
Cheers, baby.
Cheers.
Here we go. Episode 5.
Woo!
I would have thought we would have got canceled after last week, but...
Yeah. Well, friends, welcome to episode 5 of the Big Biz Podcast. I'm Tom, he's Joe the Commish, and in today's episode, we get a call from a listener. We chat what's real and who's fake, and the refs suck again, of course. But do you have a story about a waitress at a diner?
I do actually. A little icebreaker.
But you went to a diner? They have diners?
Well, I went to a diner, yeah.
Okay.
What's the big deal?
A greasy spoon?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. You get some soup and a sandwich. Why not?
Did you eat bacon?
I love bacon.
You're allowed?
I am allowed.
Right.
Thank you very much.
That's what
It's a
new world.
I was out for some food. Pulled the waitress aside without anybody seeing, and I said, "You do me a huge favor." She goes, "What?" I go, "When you come back to the table later on in the meal, can you just pretend to recognize me?" So I say, "Can you just say, is your name Joe by any chance? And do you have like a football podcast?" And she totally did it, eh? So she comes to the table and she goes, "You look familiar. Do you have like a football podcast?" And the look I was with Dan. The look on Dan's face was so priceless. That moment where he thought that his big brother had made it, eh?
Yeah. So for those who don't know, Dan's copy paste.
The
younger brother who's more situated in life.
He's the Jason Kelsey, as we've constantly reminded.
An incredible
it's
idea.
Awesome. And I'm going to do it.
I'm going to do it all the time. Because then they're going to be like, does he have a podcast? And be like, yeah. Do people listen to it? No. But that's okay. Well, 78 viewers on the last time.
Yeah, 78.
Not,
and we appreciate you
I've had worse.
Yeah.
We've had 50. 70 is pretty sweet.
We're growing,
man. Only.
How are you actually handling the quick fame?
You know what? I went to get propane.
Oh, did you?
And it just I got mobbed. I got mobbed by a person. No, I didn't. Actually, I never got propane.
Well, it's gonna happen.
You know what? I haven't been able to sleep because all I do is think about our fans, and I just want to make sure that
this is for you guys.
Just want to make sure that they're being taken care of. Let's get the sponsor.
All right,
folks. Today's sponsor, we have Reverse Uno Manscape. Now, have you ever shaved your beard and immediately thought, "What the fuck did I just do?" Well, now you have to reverse that awful decision with Uno Reverse Manscape. Uno Reverse Manscape, be your best self. That's a good sponsor.
That was good.
That's a good sponsor.
I like that.
I think they have an excellent product.
He's gonna like that one.
I think they have an excellent product. And again, it works on absolutely awful trades like the one I made this week. And I screwed myself over because I forgot that I had posted that trade. I was going to cancel it and they took it, and I need the Uno Reverse.
You needed a reverse button for that one.
Yeah.
And
what
was the trade? I'm sure our listeners want to know.
So sometimes I like to send trades and cancel them to let people know that I'm thinking about them. This time,
throw it out there. Yeah.
I traded you're supposed to like buy low and sell high. I bought high and sold low. So I took a JK.
It's classic. Yeah.
I took a JK Dobbins from a person in the league, and I gave them Sam Laporta. I don't want to talk about it much past that, but I do have Brock Bowers, who I'm high on. However, I meant to actually cancel that. And
I think you could have did it with Bowers, but
sure,
Bowers for Dobbins makes more sense.
But in some random fucking world, if J.K. Dobbins stays healthy, I'll be okay with it.
Yeah,
because I have my running backs are.
I also have a question about that trade.
Yeah,
did you make that trade because you're playing me this week?
No, I needed a running back, and nobody else is. Fucking league.
I was looking forward to Zamir White, to Zeus running for 22 yards on 11 totes, and then
guy was averaging 5 yards a carry last year. Averages 5 touches a game now.
Now I got to worry about Dobbins.
Yeah, now I got to worry about JK, baby. 135 yards average per game this year. 2 games.
And he plays the Steelers this week.
Who's going to actually decimate him? Actually, pretty bad. Yeah, Steelers are pretty good.
Be okay.
Defense. So screw me, anyways. That was a terrible trade, and if anybody's looking for advice on trades, not this guy right now. It's pretty bad. All right, let's get to the league news. Okay, so you can probably see at the bottom of his little ticker. Congratulations, I'm really smart. I got to do that.
This, yeah.
But there's some interesting things happened this week. One, I got my ass kicked by the acronym. He beat both you and I now. Not happy about that.
I'd give Sav full badge chicken wins again.
I thought you were having a stroke.
I was actually.
You were having a
I
stroke.
blacked out what happened.
He's an acronym, and it's awful name, but
He's rolling right
but
now.
Great
He's
team.
2-0.
Great
His
team.
name sucks. but
Injuries don't
his
even know what
does
his team
not.
look like. You know, he's smooth sailing, one of those fellas. But he also has, he's got a mighty team. So it was tough. It was a tough one. What about you? Who'd you play this week?
Well, I played the Wizard this week.
Oh, the A+ draft grade draft wizard that we made fun of horrendously last episode.
For 4 straight episodes, yeah.
Yeah.
And and he even texted me, so he jinxed me before the game. He's like, "You have to win this week." After
did.
all the shit that we talked, you have to win this week.
Did you win?
So you know what happened? If I would have played 10 other teams, I would have won. With the second highest scoring total this week, you'd think, "Oh, okay, he's gonna be all right." No, sir. The Wizard showed up to play. So he had...
he was mad this week.
He was mad.
He was so mad.
This was a Super Bowl, eh?
Yeah.
Like, he couldn't hold back.
Just upset.
He literally probably called his players. He was like, if anything matters, it's this week right now.
He started week 1 getting the lowest points by a lot.
71 in week 1.
So he was lowest of the league. Week 2?
136.
Okay.
What? Doesn't even make sense.
Congratulations.
Fancy gods, eh?
Congratulations.
So I had to, this isn't an apology. After last week, we said we weren't going to apologize.
There's no more apologies.
But I did go back because I don't have any spare time. So I went back 10 years in our in our big biz. With all the data's there, why not pull it out sometimes, right?
You're the commission. You got your fingers on it.
So, Mr. Wizard, this was your highest point total since week 9 of 2015. So congratulations! Every 10 years, that
was
show up to play.
That was like the movie The Perfect Storm.
Yeah. They all die at the end. Spoiler.
If you haven't seen it,
don't watch it now.
It's 16 years old.
That was like my team. They all died at the end. So, his third career victory over me in 10 years. So
that's
3-11 in his last 14 attempts.
But given the circumstances,
an
important statement win. So we're not going to apologize.
I'm not going to apologize.
We will recognize
but
that was a good win.
Absolutely. I will. I will say I am 0-2. I'll wear it proudly, but I'm not happy about it. But give respect where respect is due.
100%.
So, you showed up to play, man.
Out of all my leagues, I went 4-1 the first week and I went 1-4 the second week. The exact reciprocal. So all my teams are 1-1.
If you could just get a win for projections, I'd be killing fantasy this year.
I'm
always projected to win, and then Sunday comes around, I'm like,
especially my IR projections. Those are the only things I know when people are hurt. But Danny Boy, you think he has better defense than the 2004 Pistons?
I do. This guy is holding people under 70 every week, eh?
Guys, he's this year's like absolute.
I hate it. So week 1, I think he played. Did he play?
Because he's not got a great team. So
he won. The person scored 71. This week he wins with 74 points.
Yeah.
Like, I'm scoring 119, and I feel like the biggest loser. I'm just like shame walking around my house with my head down. This guy is just like, oh yeah, I'm 2-0. All right. And I look at his team.
Matchups matter, friends.
His squad has 74 points, and he's walking around like he just won the hot body contest at Fat Camp. Can we get canceled for that one? Is that our cancel comment of the week?
No, it's not even close. Good. We'll get there. Danny, he's just... You got a horseshoe, but that's why he's a copy paste and he's better set. He's Jason Kelsey of the family. He's just he's got it going, and sometimes you got to go and you get a little puck luck. That's a hockey reference in a football podcast.
Football.
And Taco Monsters, cursed by Jodo and Puka. Cursed by you.
So I don't know if you remember.
So what's this curse?
I don't know if you remember. So we did the draft recap a couple episodes ago, and I'm like, who has a good team? Puka McGowan. You know who has a good team? The Taco Monsters. Guess what? Me, Taco, and Puka are all 0-2. So I'm sorry that I just... You don't even want me to... Like, if you're one of the teams that we haven't mentioned yet, like, you're welcome. Because those are probably the teams that are thriving. Everybody that comes out of my mouth is just...
Well, we did say also the acronym had a good team. And he seems to be...
Well, okay. So one for 4, right?
Yeah, we're pretty good there. So we do have a couple things this week. We do have a fan statement sent to you, and we have a call in today that we got to play.
Yeah.
So let's start with the statement first. Yeah.
All right.
You can read it up.
I'm not going to take 25 minutes this time. Like
he's got it prepped finally.
So this statement is from our defending champion, Snorlax.
The Snorlax.
So,
he's good.
He responded to multiple abusive comments from us last week.
Justified.
So, and this isn't even just us. They are justified.
They're 100%
absolutely.
justified.
Yeah, I regret nothing. No apologies.
We gave you the props when he's... Anyways.
Yeah, but with that said, this is for the entire league. He's putting the league on notice. A message to the members of Big Biz from the desk of Snorlax.
He doesn't have a fucking desk.
He wrote this while
it's a kitchen table.
He was driving a semi-truck while he was just texting on the side.
He has a desk.
2 weeks into the season, and you seem to have forgotten who I am and what I am. 2 weeks of Thursday explosions doesn't matter. 2 weeks of certain members of the league claiming a comeback isn't possible doesn't matter. Twiddle your thumbs, make your bets, and add some real money to your bounties. None of it matters. If you come for the king, you better not miss. P.S. JT is better than Kenny weak abs.
Yeah, okay.
I think that one was for you.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
What do you think about all that?
Yeah, it's a little over the top. You know, it's 2 weeks in.
It's really offensive.
Do you know what
did we ever say to you?
Do you know what happens when people get really high on themselves in week 2? They lose the season.
They lose to Wizards. That's what happens.
Yeah. So I think whilst he has been whilst he had been cut out of a few wins already, and then he comes back and takes them. Sure, got your point. But guess what, Snorlax? You're on my radar. Ooh. You're on my radar.
Well, do you want to up the bounty? I think that's what he was insinuating.
I'm going to throw a 25 on his 50. Nice. It's 75 now.
It's the most expensive 75. Podcast.
It might go up to 80. You're on my radar.
Still okay. 10 for Puka. Still 10 for Puka.
Just 10 for Puka.
He's actually a really good guy. He's like
they are all very good people.
No, Snorlax, I want blood, but
nothing
Puka,
would make me happier than watching him lose horribly the rest of the season. Only because he's done so well historically. So, radar, you, sir, are on it. What do you think about that? Wait, let's get another text next week. Let's see where you're at after you lose this week. Next, we have...
He's all hopped up today.
I'm hopped up on Mountain Dew today. It's been a long week. Lions lost. My team got decimated. All bad things.
That must suck when your team loses. Womp, womp.
Well, Philly looks terrible. And my Jalen Hurts...
What does that sound like on your...
Yeah, probably not good for everybody else.
Yeah, sorry guys.
With D plus draft grade, victorious secret, or as we know as Dallas Dan. We have some audio. Let's see what he sent us today.
Hey guys,
first caller.
Dallas. First time, long time. Loving what
you're doing. Hey guys, it's Dan from Dallas. First time, long time. Loving what you're doing so far. I think this pod only gets better when Tom gains some basic knowledge about any player outside the state of Michigan.
Come on,
Joe. Stop looking at the camera. Otherwise, doing fantastic. Keep it up.
Thank you.
2 core questions for the Big Business Pod this week. Number 1, looking for any advice you can offer for a manager who is in multiple leagues with essentially the same 12 bitter pricks for 15 years. Really tough to make a trade when half the league is silent, and the rest are still bitter about that one time you traded for Drew Brees and won a championship. What rule changes or incentives can we add to unlock some action? Number 2, just overall would love your opinion if Kyler Murray and McBride are the best QB tight end stack in football this season. I personally think so. Would love your take. Overall, again, thanks for everything you're doing. Don't forget to visit DallasDans.com for all your menswear needs. Use promo.
Cheers.
Oh, it cut off. What happened?
What did you do?
Do you know what? We'll play it on here over top anyways. It says use promo code, was it Jodo World Sucks or something?
Jodo's 0-2, I think.
You're going to hear in a second. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Brings up some good questions.
Well, I'm definitely going to use the discount. Jodo is 0-2 for.
Jodo's 0-2.
I think it was 20% off. Shit. If I lose this week too, hopefully that percentage goes up.
He's got good menswear.
I'm gonna have better pants than Susie Shear. So
he's putting the Metro back in metrosexual.
Yeah, so, no, he did.
He did.
He brought sexy back.
He did.
So
first question, obviously a constitutional question. So that needs to be voted on, which we're not allowed to do anymore apparently. But yeah, the trades make fantasy like just that much better. If you just draft a team and don't touch it all year long,
Yeah, where's
What
the
are you
fun
doing?
in that?
What are you doing?
How are you gonna chirp people for getting ripped off? How are you gonna chirp people for stacking their teams?
Taking Drew Brees and winning championships.
How are you gonna accuse people of colluding every time they make a swindle move? Right?
Oh, such collusion.
No. So
the stories come from trades,
and that's what just kind of spawns all the hatred amongst
animosity.
friends, right? We love it.
But the fun hatred.
Yeah.
We don't
so if you're in a league that doesn't trade or make moves, like that sucks.
It does suck. So what can we do to incentivize?
So I kind of use something called the breadcrumb theory.
Oh, let's hear it.
All right. So what I do, and I seem to get a fair amount of trades sent my way.
But we were asked what we can do to incentivize it, not how you trade.
Well, then I have no incentives.
It's great. Breadcrumb theory, and I have an idea.
Okay.
Go.
So my breadcrumb theory is you just make a couple small trades, even if they're not even big ones. Like, I don't know.
So give him a couple breadcrumbs.
I was going to say Dobbins for Laporta, but that's straight up swindle. So
yeah, I guess
no. So you do a small trade. Maybe it even tips the scale in their favor a little bit, but you're building trust, rapport with somebody for a future deal.
So you're a con man.
We made a good deal, and this guy ended up doing well for you. So now I'm going to secretly.
There's a word for that.
What is it?
It's called a hustle.
No,
it's called a hustle.
No,
you're a hustler.
It's just trying.
You're a pool hall fucking hustler.
No, not me. Not this guy. I am actually pretty sweet.
Okay, so Joe starts sending you trades. Just know he's trying to butter you up so he can take your top RB for like some TE.
That's
like,
not what I'm saying. I'm just trying to help friends. And then long term, if something helps me, it's great. It all works out in the end. It's balanced.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they call balance.
Yeah. Breadcrumbs.
Yeah.
So what do you got?
So every time somebody goes into a pool hall and loses 4 or 5 games for like $50 each, and they play them for $1,000 and smoke them, that was
$1,000
evening out, right?
Yeah.
That's called hustling.
Oh, tomatoes.
Hey, you're right. Is there any way to add to somebody's free agent bid, their wallet? Like, you know, you start with $100 of the free agent.
Yeah.
Can you add to it throughout the year?
Like as the commish, I could change the settings, and you could add money to the pot.
To each individual, to do it to an individual person, or no?
Yeah.
Do you get $2 to $5 if somebody makes a trade?
Oh, I get what you're saying.
To incentivize trades.
I finally get where he's going with this.
This is the incentivization. I just thought about this right now. But if you can do it to individual people, maybe there's a small free agent bid increase.
Like, I'll give you Dobbins and 20 free agent dollars for Laporta type of thing.
A set amount for the people involved in the trade. So if you make a trade, regardless of whatever it is, but we got to put some rules to that, because if you're trading garbage the whole time, getting more money.
With these pricks that are in our league, we gotta have some rules.
I think
but
there might be something in there.
Nice framework.
There might be something in there.
That's not a bad framework. Could be a potential voting situation for next year.
Yeah, I think that's for legitimate trades. I think maybe there's a little free agent increase in there.
Maybe. Dallas Stan, thank you for the call.
Yeah, that was a great call. And for anybody in the future who want to give a call in, please call 1-800. I don't give a fuck.
No regrets.
No, just text me something.
/org.
We'll sort it out.
Yeah.
So, do you want to get some constitutional questions past that?
Sure. So okay. I don't know if this one's a constitution, but it's more of a pet peeve one for sure.
Okay.
So I can agree with this.
Yeah.
one.
So when a player is in the league, when a player is on a league mate's bench and you send a trade for him, not only did they reject, but when they notice that you're now starting them, I don't fucking know what you said here. Say what you're saying.
When you send a trade for him, not only do they reject, but then you notice that they have that person in their starting lineup all of a sudden. So if I'm trying to trade for somebody on your bench, all of a sudden you see that person's
this is dumb. Skip this.
Person.
No.
You don't like that?
No, this is the dumbest thing I ever heard. Get out of here. Let them do what the fuck they want. It's their player.
Well, yeah, but you're essentially hyping up a guy. So, like, if I'm trying to trade for somebody on my bench and then all of a sudden it's like, I had no intention of ever playing this guy. Now, because you're interested in him, I'm just like, oh my god, I got to start this. This guy is amazing at football all of a sudden.
No, because then
you get one per episode.
Throw the flag on
all right, there you go.
You can do whatever you want with your goddamn team. It's your fantasy team. Okay? Now, you can actually use that as a tactic. If someone goes like, oh, let me get that guy on the bench. But say you go to a team like, hey, can I trade you for this guy? But you know that guy's shit. And you make him start him.
Well, that's totally what I'm going to do now. I'm going to try to get...
You can do whatever the fuck you want
on
with
your team. I'm going to try to ask for a guy on a bench that I don't want.
This is not a constitutional question.
So that way he'll start him over a guy that I secretly want, and then he'll put that guy
Yeah, you're like the Canadian government.
I think that's... I don't know. I just don't like that.
Do not overreach your commissioner fucking shit. That constitution does not... No. Don't be the Canadian government.
Blasphemy
Don't put your
right now.
hand where it does not belong. My team, my rules.
Yeah,
Play
and
whoever
let
the fuck I
everybody
want.
else hype them up with trade requests.
Sure,
So,
hype them up. Hype them up. You might get Sam Laporta for J.K. Dobbins.
I'm never gonna.
I'm
trade
the one who
Bowers.
sent the goddamn
somebody sent me
trade.
a trade for Bowers. All of a sudden, he's my starter.
Wow, what a dummy I am. Anyway, sorry for getting all hyped up there, but that was the dumbest thing ever.
Very passionate. This
Okay,
week.
so lowest. How about this one? Lowest points scored in 3 consecutive weeks. You have to change your name to bye week, and on top of that, after the league starts, and you do your first name change before week 1, you cannot change your name for the rest of the season, unless it falls into that category of 3
I
consecutive
like
losses.
that. I like that.
I hate the idea of like you're like, oh, who am I playing this week? And all they have a new fucking name. You're like, who is this person?
Especially when we're trying to characterize you guys on this pod, right?
Yes.
If you're gonna change your name every 2 weeks, like who's Dallas Dan, who's Draft Wizards,
No one's
who's
gonna know.
Victoria's Secrets?
No one's gonna know. Keep
right?
your damn name.
Yeah.
Keep your name, even if it's a shitty ass pun name. Keep the name.
Also, if you have a picture of Steve Martin as your profile picture, you must
Oh,
keep it.
You have to
He
change
hasn't
that back.
changed it yet.
Change that back.
I know it might hurt. Like
You know what? You might
put
get
a
deducted
third one
wins.
of his players on IR this week.
There you go. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let's get through this. Let's get some fantasy implications
Let's
here.
do it.
The good, Rashid Shaheed.
You love him, eh? He's been on your list 2 weeks in a row. Oh, wow. That was an opera voice right there.
I went
The glass almost broke here.
as deep as Shaheed has gone multiple times against the Dallas Cowboys. You can call that guy a one-trick pony, and sure, he's your deep threat. But he does it every week so far. And did it many times last
So
year.
far, 2 weeks. But
And
yeah.
Well, last year he did it so many times. Well, 4? Less.
The
figure this out
Saints
later.
look real to me.
They do
So
not.
I'm
It's
gonna
2
I'm
weeks.
gonna kind of take the Shaheed thing and go with all the Saints, right? Because Kamara was out of his skull
Correct.
this week too.
Yeah.
So the Saints look great. Their offense, the new system looks really good, really
Yeah.
strong. So Shaheed, yeah, could this be like a consistent? It could be. Like,
Is
it
he
could be
Rashid Hill?
He's,
Is he like a
he's
Tyreek
gonna
Hill?
have these. Yeah. Well, I don't think he's Tyreek level yet, but he's gonna get behind defenses. So yeah, there's absolutely no reason why this offense
Yeah.
can't stay how it's been
They
going.
really
So-
made the Cowboys look silly last week.
Oh yeah,
Which was awesome.
that was like the only consolation I had. Like
Yeah.
my fantasy team lost, but at least the Cowboys
Yes.
got smoked.
And you kind of got Kamara in there that we have on the next piece here, too.
Yeah. So
I traded him in another league
nice.
just before he started that game
Well played. Nice. That's
for Rashi Rice.
good. Okay.
But
You were feeling itchy.
yeah, well,
Yeah.
I had pretty deep. Anyways, that's a whole different league. Doesn't count in this one. Rookies respond. So we got
They
obviously
did.
Marvin Harrison
They
looked
too
marvelous.
heard our last episode.
Marvelous Marvin. Malik dropped a ball too, but looked
How many
fantastic.
catches? Neighbors had so many catches.
What do you
in
have?
the
18
game. It was
targets?
Fucking crazy.
Yeah.
So, no, Harrison, Neighbors, they looked like
Yep.
they earned their draft stock this week. So
BT3.
yeah, BT3. Guess whose team he's on? Draft Wizards. Yeah, so he's catching a lot of deep balls. I think he gets better as the season
Yeah.
goes on too. So
Yeah, I
he
think
looks
so, too.
really good. So he's
And
another one.
This
And then-
last one we have written here, I have a bold prediction about.
yeah, I'm like,
You see him? So we got this
looks
is
good.
Friday. Obviously, we just saw the Jets and we saw the
Yeah.
Patriots play last night.
so
This kid looks
Braylon
fan-
Allen,
fantastic.
20-year-old Braylon Allen.
He's going to be a star in this league, and
He
I
looks
think
good.
within 2-3 years, he's going to be like a top 3 running back. In the league.
Yeah. So as the Brees,
That's
I have
my
him as my
prediction.
handcuff, but as the Brees owner, I'm not like nervous.
You don't love it though.
I don't love
He's
it.
cutting
though.
in your share, and he's going to continue to do
He's
so.
keeping Brees fresh, which is like the flip side of it,
He's outplaying Brees.
because they're both. I don't know. Brees looks awesome.
He's
too,
outplaying
though,
Brees.
So both guys look great.
He was
But
5 yards per carry last
okay,
night.
I'll trade you Braylon for Connor.
Okay.
Let's do it. Okay, done.
No, I'm not doing that.
Ah, fuck.
For fantasy
So-
purposes. In real life, I would.
But he does. He looks good. This is way more of a split than anybody who drafted Brees at the beginning of the year. So
Yeah.
you're drafting Brees, like I drafted him at 2 in our league.
Yeah.
And I drafted him at 2
Which
because
is terrible.
you're thinking he's going to be the number 1 overall guy. He's going to be the CMC of last year and all this stuff. But if Braylon Allen cuts in as the way that he has been,
Which,
you're
yeah,
still going to have.
what-
He's still going to be like a top 6 back.
He had
but
almost
Braylon-
40% snap share with him last
Yeah.
night.
So last night
not
it
good.
was a healthy dose. Like they were mixing.
And he
both
was
guys in.
effective.
Yep.
Like, he was
And
busting through tackles.
He vultured
He
2
looked-
last. Okay, relax.
Looked like
relax.
a young Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Oh, I. Derrick Henry.
A young D. Henry.
That's bold. I'm much younger because Derrick Henry's like
No,
a decade
he
older.
looked like
but-
Derrick Henry when Derrick Henry was in his prime.
Yeah. So like to be
Bold.
TBD on that one, but as a Brees owner, I'm not like worried per se, but there's definitely.
What'd you write here? Because I just wanted you to repeat that nice and slow.
I just
'Cause
wrote
you wrote
J.K.
this.
Dobbins.
What else is after that?
Now a beast. He's a beast. Yeah.
If he stays
Except
healthy,
this week,
if
but
he
yeah.
stays healthy, that will continue.
Healthy, you gotta love what you're seeing out of him. It's a great story too for the NFL.
But are the Chargers real?
Now I don't believe it.
I don't think so. I think they're going to be.
People are getting so hyped up. They've had like 2 fairly easy matchups, like
Yeah.
you
They-
know, 50-50 games. I call them, right. So
They have a coach they're rallying behind. They're playing decent defense. Their air ball isn't strong, but they're also focusing mostly on the ground. So
yeah.
Again, if they stay healthy, they're going to be competitors for sure. Every one of the games they're in, they're in. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but I mean
I think
competitively.
they'll play teams close. They play the Steelers this week. The Steelers aren't built to be blowing out people, but
Well, they have
I don't think they're
absolutely
going to beat the Steelers this week, but
an absolute inept offense in the Steelers, and we'll talk
Yeah.
about that a little bit later.
yeah. But so Chargers wise, they're 2-0, and people are already starting talking about
No, they're not gonna
Jim's
Super Bowl.
doing it again. What he did with the 9, like no, I don't think so. I think it's way too early.
I agree.
They're probably going to taper off with like maybe 8 wins this year, and then they'll have a lot to look forward to next year. That's kind
think-
of my call.
yeah.
Their schedule gets a lot harder.
They
too,
need
so.
some wide receivers to help out even the running backs.
Yeah.
Like they have a couple decent. Like they have a great quarterback. I like Justin Herbert's got a hell of an arm. You know, he's still young, has a long
He's just
career
been
ahead of him.
banged up a lot in the
Banged
last
up,
few years, but yeah.
But they've been asking a lot from the kid for a long time.
Yeah.
And now I think they're starting to put some pieces around him, and they're going to be competitive. And I have a couple buddies that are Chargers fans that are pretty happy. So
So I like this. This one we wrote clearly before Thursday, right?
Yeah.
So for the bad, the first one we've got is Aaron Rodgers washed.
yes, and I
So
said
I say
no.
no. Yeah,
I
absolutely
said no.
not.
And no, we wrote that before Thursday. And
Yeah.
last night, did he ever look
He looks
crispy?
crisp. Yeah. Oh,
Crispy.
we didn't even plan that. Yeah.
No, he looked.
He was extra
You know what?
crispy.
Pushing
He's like
coaches.
an all-dressed crispers out there.
He looked.
eh? Yeah.
He looked fantastic,
Nah, he
and also
looked good.
scrambled for like 16 yards.
He was running. Yeah. Like I'm like, okay, Noah
You know
Chili's. Noah Chili's problems.
I got goosebumps for Jets fans because you've been watching hot garbage
it's the
in the
first
back.
time that you could be excited.
You can
about
see
him
somebody
in a
throwing
long
accurate
time.
passes. Unbelievable. Like
Yeah, they were right on the money.
On the
Even
money.
like he was
Smart.
supporting everybody. So
a lot of yak though. A lot of yak.
So Lazard, Mike Williams
Yeah.
was getting targets. Garrett Wilson looked good. Conklin had a ton of yards, and then he was supporting 2 running backs. Like it was
Yeah.
a good offense.
And
They
somebody
looked
really,
really good.
smart once told me that if you have a good offense, then your defense plays even better. Was that guy?
Was that me?
And I said he was wrong, but last night the Jets defense looked great. 7 sacks.
Yeah.
Really did strong. So is Aaron Rodgers washed? Well, last night he wasn't.
Well, it was
But
the
we're gonna see what
Pats
happens
too,
for the-
but
the Pats-
you know what?
The Pats have a solid defense. They've been playing good for the first
I
couple weeks.
really
on
think
defense.
Rodgers looked good, and I'm excited about it.
Yeah, I agree. He just looked confident and calm back there. And that puts a lot of confidence in the team. So, Pacheco, Fibula. Oh, man, stop running so fucking
I know.
hard.
He's just like stomping the yard on every single play, and
Well,
then it finally
yeah.
came back to get him. So
He's trying to kill groundhogs every time he steps somewhere. You gotta
whack-a-mole.
You gotta stop. Like, you don't need to penetrate 3 inches into the ground for every step you take, and that's how
Yeah.
you break a fibula. But
So with
whatever.
that said, who's the guy in KC?
Oof. What's his name? Running back by committee. That's his name.
That's his name?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Fantasy purposes, I'm not touching a single back. Not
So,
the Man of Steel, not Samaje.
I've seen Steel
not
go
Tyreek.
from anywhere from like $6 to $40 in leagues, which is crazy.
Wild.
I don't believe
He's done nothing to show.
this
for
isn't
that.
a racial thing just because he's a white running back.
It is.
But like, is it? Okay.
It is
Because it's like next man up, you'd be
not.
like, oh yeah, it's a. But like, his name's Steele. He's undrafted. He's white.
yeah, he's not CMC.
He's
But
not CMC. So yeah, I don't know.
I like the kid because his name's Steele. And what's not to like?
And they like him and they
that.
trust him, so
They
he'll
trust
get
him.
first crack at this thing for sure.
He will get the first down reps. He'll get no passing as it goes Samaje Perine and watch
Yeah,
him get
then
all
they'll
the passes.
pass
And then when Tyreek Hill gets healthy and actually probably loses some weight, I don't know. He probably hasn't played football.
Tyreek Hill.
I'm an idiot.
Yeah, that's
Get me
that's
on that one. I'm
embarrassing.
gonna put a
That's
graphic
really-
over here saying idiot. You know
Yes,
what
I
I
can
mean
use
by
this
that.
now.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, he's easier.
Kareem the
Hunt.
Dream, cream of the crop, Hunt. So,
Yeah.
so if you're in desperado mode and you need somebody,
Sorry, not the one that has a lot of kids. One that hits them.
yeah, the one who kicks
Okay.
broads in the rib cage.
Yeah,
in
no,
front
not
of
the one that has
elevators.
all the
Yeah.
children.
People don't forget.
Honestly,
I had him in a
Casey,
keeper league, and then he just
what are you
punted
doing?
abroad. It was like, what are you doing, man? You just like think about me, dude. Don't be so damn selfish, right? Fuck. So I think potentially he can launch into the role though. So like
He'll be
I'm
part
not,
of it.
I'm not ready to say it's a 3-headed committee and Hunt's washed and all this. He looked like shit last year, and he still had like tons of red zone touchdowns in Cleveland. He had 9 touchdowns last year.
It's a committee.
It's a committee for the first 2 weeks, and then I'm actually curious to see what Hunt looks like after 2 weeks, to see if he's fully washed or if there's some juice left and they can actually utilize him in situations.
So you want to see what he looks like in 2 weeks? Just take a look at his mugshot right now.
No.
Okay.
I don't want to.
I think it's committee. Anyways.
So
I
stay
say
tuned
committee.
on that.
He says no. We'll have to do a follow-up.
Just
on
had
this one.
surgery. I've been doing some homework on him too. He
I
just
know,
had
yeah.
surgery.
Yeah.
He's only 30 years old.
I'm gonna skip this next one.
Essentially
so
hasn't
I
played
don't
in
talk
2
about it.
years. So
I don't want to talk about the Lions.
well, you're the resident Lions expert, right?
Yeah, well,
But yeah.
obviously, and I think they're just fine. And
They'll be
actually,
fine.
no.
It's
Side
no
note:
loss.
there was some things coming out.
He does want to talk about them.
Some of that's actually I don't like a lot, and this is more about the fan base that needs to honestly fucking calm it a bit. Here,
I know.
did you saw that Campbell had to sell his house?
Yeah, or what is that? Privacy issues and stuff?
Yeah, so he said people found out where I lived after we lost, so we sold our house. Okay, I love football. I'm not gonna fucking go to somebody's house as a man in a real world because they lost a football game. Get your head out of your fucking ass and leave the poor man alone.
I would maybe do that.
You're not doing that because you're
No,
a fucking
like-
normal dude.
I wouldn't admit to it.
If you get
on the internet.
like I get upset when the Lions lose.
Yeah,
for about
clearly.
20 minutes, and then I'm like usually okay.
No.
But I'm not going to somebody's house. A man doing his job, a man who's already brought this team back. Start harassing them at home and their
I'm
kids and
still
their family.
mad that the
Come on,
Eagles
man.
lost the 2004 Super Bowl.
Yes, you're
I don't
still
know.
mad.
And
That-
McNabb puked all over the field. Like, it was disgusting.
I know that's my other thing I want to see with the Lions. Lions will be
Yeah.
fine. They got a lot of rust on offense, but they'll be okay. Defense
Yeah.
looks good. QB play so far, only 4 guys over 20 last week.
Yeah, so in a standard scoring league,
No bueno.
4 players got 20 points. Like, that's...
One's Sam Darnold. One
Yeah.
is
Derek Carr.
Kyler Murray.
And Jalen Hurts, yay. But, yeah, Kyler Murray, of course, against me. So, yeah.
I just realized we didn't talk about how that caller was discussing Kyler Murray in Trey McBride. Did we talk about that?
Yeah, we totally... No,
Okay.
we did.
Let's get
With
back
the
to that
stack,
because
yeah.
I think I agree with him.
I do, actually.
So you think that stack is good? I think
right
that stack's
now,
fantastic.
QB tight end stack, the best out there after 2 weeks, without question.
After 2 weeks, for sure.
Yeah.
Going forward, we'll see what happens. There's still going to be, I think, at least top 5 in the league every week.
100%. But I think the
Not really that bold of a call.
the two, yeah.
They're going to be
Jalen
good.
Hurts is going to be a top 30 quarterback this
Yeah.
year. So.
Well, that's actually a pretty bold
That's
call.
pretty,
Seeing him play now.
So I will say the only 2 situations that I could potentially see being the best stack would be like if Kelsey turns it around with Mahomes.
Yep.
Like instantly this weekend, if he gets
Laporta
2
Goff.
touchdowns, everyone's going to talk about that. So I don't even have Laporta Goff on mine. I would look more at Kincaid and Josh Allen. So
Actually, I would look at...
the hype on him was real, but they're just not using him yet.
No,
So.
Minshew 2 Bowers looks really tight, too, though.
We want people to watch this thing.
Hey.
Let's talk about our own teams for 45 minutes.
No, listen. He's getting targets. The kid's getting a lot of targets.
He had a great game. He gets his first touchdown this weekend against me too. But
And Gronk says he looks like him, basically.
a best stack. It's McBride
Right now,
and Kyler,
there's no
for
question.
sure.
Right now, at this point, caller's
By
correct.
season's end, though, like I'd be surprised if it wasn't Kincaid
Yeah.
and Allen. Like I'm really still
I'd
expecting
be very
Kincaid
surprised.
to be good.
I'd be very surprised because I don't think Allen's going to play the whole season this year.
But again, too, where you think where Mahomes and Allen get drafted as opposed to where Murray gets drafted, it's a sneaky good pick, and I can't believe I'm complimenting this guy after beating me. But
Thank you.
it's a good stack.
Thank you. Now go to the ugly. Just looking at you,
can
friend.
do the.
Oh, fuck it. The refs
Keep trying
again.
to say it, man.
The refs got to stop. That's just. I didn't want to talk about it too much. I got the refs in here 3 fucking times, and I'll be honest with you. I was talking to a friend of the show, called in earlier. I was at his house watching the games, and
I thought I was his only friend.
here's the reality that I think we could probably all agree on. Refereeing needs to be toned down across the board just a little bit,
Yeah.
right? Like, you don't want to be these games of fucking flag. There's more laundry in this fucking
Yep.
place than my house with fucking twins going on. Like, there's laundry everywhere. Tide should be the #1 sponsor of the NFL. The fucking amount of
I
laundry.
think they are. Yeah.
Old Tide Pods. Those
Oh.
are for the kids.
Well, I think the refs are eating Tide Pods.
I think
with
they
some
are
of these
too.
calls
It's
too,
getting
so.
and it's getting ridiculous. There's
No,
no
it's crazy.
consistency. If you're gonna call it one way, call it one way for both teams.
The Chiefs game, like
Wild.
was, like that last play, and it's classic
Wild.
Chiefs, right? Like,
But why?
yeah.
And I'll like. Let's talk officiating across every major sport.
When it's a call that could be like a 50-50 call, you gotta kind of at some point say, hey, there's 10 seconds left in the game. If we throw a flag, we're literally dictating who's winning this game.
Right.
Let them play.
And
right? Let them play.
this is going to be slightly. I think there needs to be an investigation, and I need. The reason why I say that is it's.
You need it.
I would love it. No, every major sports league has had some
Yeah,
sort
I don't
of refereeing controversy where they found
Sure.
people throwing games, being paid for games. Not long ago, the Serie A, which was the league out of Italy for soccer, they had a huge refereeing controversy.
Football.
Sure.
Yeah. No, I hear you though.
I can't say that. Obviously, there might not be anything, but
Yep.
there might be something, because it's getting so egregious. Like, you can't open up any sports fucking thing and see somebody not commenting on it, and specifically for a couple of teams,
I like that.
mostly
Did you
being
see
the
that
Chiefs.
meme this week of Mahomes swapping jerseys with the referee?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
It was
that
fantastic.
awesome. That
But
was
like,
good.
if you Mahomes, that team is very talented. They have a lot of talent.
Yeah, they don't
But-
need the extra 3 wins a year in home games from referee
But it
calls,
gets-
like
yeah.
sketchy calls
Here's-
that
here's
happen
a-
at the end of the games.
How many interceptions have been called back for Patrick Mahomes since 2018?
Is this a real number?
Real number.
Okay,
Just take a guess. Interceptions called back due to a flag.
okay, let me know.
Have a guess.
11.
17.
Really?
17.
Damn. That's
17 interceptions thrown since 2018
Yeah.
called back. By far the most in the NFL, like a wide
that's
margin.
crazy though.
That's
like,
wild.
On real talk, that's crazy.
That is, it's just,
yeah.
yeah, no, numbers don't lie. Is Bryce the biggest bust of all time?
Right now, yes. Because
Caleb Williams is a hot second.
now Caleb. So there's a difference when you're watching Caleb. You know he just needs reps. You know that by the end of
Yeah.
the year he's
It's
gonna
hard
show
after your first
flashes,
year.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But with Bryce, like I think his like opportunities kind of gone too. Like the window is shut. Like when
so.
they're like, we're going Dalton. Like this is utter bagoo.
Yeah.
We're not doing it.
It's bad. It's a bad look, man.
Yeah, there's been some bad ones over the years, and there's been guys like, you know,
Yeah.
Goff has had his low points.
For sure.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, no
there's
question.
been tons of guys like that, but they've all had those spurts where they've looked like okay. Mm-hmm. He's never looked okay. He's never looked comfortable.
good.
And I don't even know.
I don't think he's had a good game.
He might become a journeyman guy who might get like a starting window for a month in 10 years from now. And we're like, oh yeah, he was like the #1 pick, but like now,
He's Trey Lance.
yeah.
He's Trey Lance.
But even like as a like a fantasy dynasty whatever owner, like I would probably rather have Trey Lance. Like there's more appeal to like Trey Lance
Yeah.
walking into a situation than Bryce right now. He showed nothing.
There's a lot of truth to what Brady said not long ago about how you can't be letting these quarterbacks start right out of college.
Yeah.
And they have no real reps, there's no real programs, as he was saying that there is. Like when he was in school, there was like a program to teach you all the basics to basically get to the next level, and then next level you had to bench for a bit to learn how to apply it to the new level.
Right.
And right now they're like, it's a money making machine in college, no question. And that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make money. They're not really preparing these kids, it seems,
Yep.
for the next level. And then they take these kids, and the NFL is a money making machine, and they want to sell jerseys. Best way to sell jerseys is take a #1 draft pick, make him a captain, and throw him in the first game.
And you know what? Like Tom Brady, like since you're talking about my boy,
Your boy?
he's so good looking.
He's
He's such a winner. Like he's good looking and he wins. Like that's like what more could you ask for? That's
not much.
It's literally
Not
like
much
my
more.
that's like my biography, like in a nutshell. But no, like with Brady, like the guy during COVID was in his 40s, and
Yep.
the reason why Tampa had so much success coming out of COVID was because 29, 30 other teams were barely practicing, and this guy had
Yeah.
receivers at his house and he was working hard. So the new generation.
He's a competitor, though. He's a competitor.
Yeah, but these new generations of kids, like the Bryce Youngs, they come in #1 pick. You just think the world's going to be handed to you, and you don't put the work in.
And you see this across.
There's a difference between, like, even Rodgers looks like he's putting the work in at his age. Like, he wants it more than these kids. These kids are coming in with nothing to prove. Like, they should have everything to prove.
How many times do you see a guy who thinks he should have been drafted higher have a chip on his shoulder and play lights out first few years?
Right.
Amon-Ra St. Brown's an excellent example of that.
Lions.
He'll tell you every single person ahead of him, like, that kind of.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
There's an old phrase like, you learn a lot more from losing than you do from winning.
Yep.
And when you're doing nothing but being told you're the best since you're a kid, you go to the best high school, you're recruited to high schools, you're playing in stadium-sized high schools.
It's going to come easy.
And you come to the next level, and all of a sudden you're drafted high, you're getting paid dollars now, it's life set. You're going to go into the big leagues and go, I got this no problem, never failed my life. And you go, it's a different game.
Yep.
Different game. And you either get past that
and you gotta rise.
And you Baker Mayfield it, where you basically go like, hey, I was arrogant, I was shit, now I'm actually like competitive and good and I care. And I love his resurgence. Or you just fucking go the way of, Bryce Young at the moment.
Don't leave the thread. You know what I mean?
Don't leave the thread, man.
Keep working at it.
Yeah. And last thing about the ugly, because the INTs would. Chris Collinsworth's gonna fucking get the fuck out of the NFL. I'm sorry. That's all we really gotta say about that. Chris Collinsworth, he's totally sucked.
Yeah, we don't like Collinsworth. I don't know. That 2 episodes ago. And you know what? I tried to do a Collinsworth voice, which I won't try to ever do again. I sounded like the mom from Waterboy. Bobby Boucher, run to the end zone. Like, I'm not doing that.
Quarterback.
Football is the devil. Yeah, I'm not doing that again.
He's the best quarterback I've seen in my life. Like, every single thing is like the best.
Yeah,
everything is the best.
We're totally talking about Collinsworth now. Everything is such a specific story too. Eh? Like, Joe Mixon runs for 8 years. He's like, I was sitting with Joe Mixon's uncle this week. And, he grew up on a farm in the third week of September every year. He's used to these windy conditions. So this grass on the field isn't a situation for him. His uncle told me that.
His uncle grew grass just like it.
What are you talking about?
It's like, I hate how he has, like, I have hyperbole a lot in the conversations that we have. But he'll see a third string running back, and he'll talk to him. You know what? He runs like Barry Sanders. And you're like, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's like he has like 5 guys who he's like, I gotta loop these guys into this
loop
stuff.
It.
Yeah.
Reference it to somebody they know who's a fucking super
awesome.
person, and all of a sudden
it's almost like saying Braylon Allen is like the next Derrick Henry or something stupid like that.
I did not say that.
Yeah.
My bold prediction. Speaking of bold predictions, let's go on some bold predictions.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He won.
Okay. We need to recap, because that's the last episode.
Yep.
Somebody said Justin Fields can get 2 touchdowns, 300 yards, yada yada yada.
1 touchdown.
Look at that battery.
Okay, we're almost done.
No, we ain't. When the battery charging right here.
We're fine. Just keep going, baby.
Okay, fuck it. It's gonna run out anyway in a second.
Are we back? We're back.
Yeah. Okay,
Welcome back to everybody.
Bold predictions here. So last week, he said Justin Fields was going to get 2 touchdowns, like 400 yards, he's going to win the game, yada, yada, yada. I said...
it's almost verbatim, yeah.
I said he's going to get a couple picks and maybe a touchdown.
Yep.
We were both wrong, but he did get only 117 yards, 1 touchdown, 27 rushing yards, and he was 13 for 20, which is,
Yeah. Sans
pretty subpar.
Yeah, very subpar. But they won, I think they're going to continue. They're going to ride him as long as they're winning. I think he's going to keep starting. But yeah, no.
You heard it here first, folks. Pittsburgh's going to continue to suck.
All the streamers out there, I do not think that he's going to be that guy that can get you 30 a week. So It looks like they're content with him kind of.
I don't think they are content with him.
No, I do. I think as long as they win, and I think as the season goes on, he gets more comfortable. I think they'll be all right with him. I don't think Russ is coming in.
I think Russ will come in. As soon as he's healthy, he's coming in.
Nope.
Because their offense...
The Fields debate continues.
Their offense has 1 touchdown through 2 games.
So it hasn't looked pretty, but they're winning games.
It doesn't matter. You know that.
And he's not turning the ball over. That's 2 games in a row they haven't turned the ball over.
You know that can't continue.
Yeah. But, like, you know what? They've run an offense with Pickett and all these bums like Rudolph and everything. They've always turned the ball over, though. Yeah, but they've always turned the ball over. At least right now, they're narrating the way that they want the game to go.
Yeah.
So,
I think so. As soon as Wilson comes healthy, he's going to be in. But that's my own prediction. We're going to follow up. We'll see what happens with that.
TBD.
King Oracle comments. You have some funny pictures you want to put in here?
So, now that we're basically, I think we could say it. We're stars, right? At this point.
superstars.
Right. So, there's been a lot of feedback, which is great, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I can appreciate, all the support, all the feedback. But, there was I don't know if it's a troll comment or not, but
No, it's fantastic.
I thought it was weird, right? So, someone, and I'm paraphrasing again, but someone said, washed up Chad Michael Murray and a bald David Boreanaz have these garbage takes.
What do you think? I think it's pretty good.
Do you see it? I
think it's pretty good.
No, what? Maybe a little bit.
It's pretty good.
It's a good comment.
It's pretty good.
So King Oracle, whoever you are,
yeah.
yeah, relax.
My other name is Nostradamus.
Yeah,
So I have some bold predictions. And go through these real quick so we can get this done.
sounds good.
This week has some truly terrible games in the NFL. There's a couple I want to touch on that I am curious to see. Giants and Browns might sound weird, but I want to see if Deshaun Watson gets benched halfway through the game or arrested. He might get arrested.
He has a better chance of getting arrested than benched this week.
Yeah,
Maybe after
right.
the game, though,
You're
there could
probably
be
right.
like a
And I just want to continue to watch
come
this.
forward, right?
I want to see this Malik Neighbors, and I want to see him grow.
Yep.
I feel terrible that he has a wet noodle throwing him footballs.
I thought Watson looked a little bit better last week, though. He looked more comfortable.
Maybe
So,
the pressure
I
of
don't
being
think-
arrested get to him, and
But then
just
you know what?
makes
You
him
know what I
better,
did?
you know?
I watched Watson
Diamonds are made
highlights
under
from when he was
pressure.
in Houston. I watched some highlights.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he was so much better though.
I don't get it.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild.
Like the difference, just with the eyeball test and seeing the difference between him then and now. He didn't look horrible this week, but oh my God, he was so good before. You just forget, right?
Now, with fantasy purposes, Malik Neighbors is going to nail it. Yeah, I think he's going to get 2 touchdowns this week.
Yeah.
Next one I want to see is Saints and Eagles. I think the Saints keep rolling over the Bagoo Eagles. Eagles are... I'm sorry, man. I think they are absolute frauds. I think they're frauds. And I think the
They
Saints...
look the part for like 90% of the game, and then, their defense is still suspect, too.
They have excellent... well, they should have won last game if it wasn't for the drop at the end.
Yeah,
They
but
were still there.
I mean, 1,000,000%. We
But
don't need to talk about that, but it was awful to watch as a fan. As a fantasy player, I ended up losing a matchup because of Drake London in one of my other leagues. I ended up going down 70 yards, getting a touchdown, beating my team, beating me. I lost the Wizards.
should.
Whatever, right?
But who's going to get another long touchdown, you think, this week? Rashid Shaheed.
I actually don't disagree with that at all. I think the Eagles will actually slow down Kamara this week. I don't think Kamara.
You can't keep that hot.
Game. Yeah, well, yeah,
Can't
he's not
keep that
getting
hot.
4 touchdowns, but I wouldn't even be surprised if he doesn't get a touchdown. But the Saints at the beginning of the season, you look at the schedule, you're like, oh, we'll beat the Saints. We might lose to this team.
Saints
whatever.
are surprising a lot of people.
Yeah, and
Surprising a lot
honestly
of
think they're
people.
going to win. And I hate to say that, but they look good. They look real.
Yeah.
Eagles confidence shook. Saints confidence high. That has a lot to do with football. If you're a
Has a lot to do
confident
with
team,
football. Yeah. Confidence
my
is good.
confidence a little shook after my loss, but a little better.
mine
a little
too.
better. But it'll be interesting to watch. Chris Olave is going to get a touchdown this week.
I don't think so.
Yeah, so
I think
stay
it's
tuned.
Shaheed show.
Yeah,
Shaheed show.
Shaheed show.
Next one, Cowboys Ravens. I think this is the game of the week.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the game of the week. You
So
can see
both teams are desperado.
they
so,
really are.
Yeah.
They neither of them looked as sharp as they should be.
Yeah.
And I think that's mostly just due to rust from preseason. But if they both play really well, this could be a phenomenal.
Oh yeah, it has the
really
makings
good
of
game.
a good one.
Yeah, it really does.
Aubrey will probably be the best fantasy player in the game
Yes.
out of both teams.
Dak Prescott gets
And
2 more
that-
turnovers.
Yeah, that's how our year has been
Yeah.
going so far in fantasy.
$60 million a year, and guys playing Big U last
Yeah.
week. And last but not least, the Chiefs Falcons. I'm gonna tell you right now, the Chiefs win because of a flag on the last play of the game.
Yeah, that might be that simple. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm curious to see the running back situation. It's a Sunday night football game.
Yeah.
I don't think Atlanta's ready yet for like the elite teams. So
I think that's
Chiefs
bullshit.
will probably win.
They're all professional players. Be ready.
You're a professional.
I am. Real or fake, baby?
Real or fake?
Real
this
or
will
fake?
be like
real or fake.
Yeah, so I think this would be a fun segment. So maybe we're gonna do a lot of wide receivers this week. Maybe we'll do running backs next or something.
Yeah.
But so just off the cusp, right? Real or fake? Chris Godwin.
Real. Always has been. I love Chris Godwin.
I think it's real too.
Yeah.
I like that he's not playing in the slot. He looks like Chris Godwin of 3 years ago when he was the wide receiver 1 in fantasy.
Yeah,
which was like crazy.
He looks great.
So
Rashid Shaheed, we already said it many times.
So, I'm gonna say
Fake.
fake. You might see it again this week, but then it's gonna be sporadic throughout the season.
He's a boomer bust player.
So like if you slide him into your wide receiver 3 spot, what more can you ask for? That's
Yeah.
good, right? Like he'll have those weeks with a 70-yard touchdown, and then you're happy, right? But
Yeah, in a deep league. I wouldn't, in a 10-team league, he's not starting.
here's a fun fact: 9 targets in 2 weeks. That's it.
I know.
It's not like
So that's why he's a fake. Is he boomer bust? Alec Pierce, fake.
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 All the data on this guy is like play him, put him in your lineups. He played 93% of the snaps 2 weeks in a row. The guy is a target. He's getting targets. He is fully involved. I refuse to believe that Pittman's not going to be part of that offense. So it's it has to. So
And more
I say
JT,
fake.
more everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I say fake. Jameson Williams, 100% real.
Real. That's real.
100%
And
real.
They're making a concerted effort to get him the ball.
He's
love
healthy.
it. He
He's
looks
fast.
good.
He's got good hands.
So between him and Shaheed, I think he is.
I think he's the
the
real.
difference. Yeah, like he's the real deal.
Yeah.
You can tell he's a part of the offense. They want to make a concerted effort. Shaheed's kind of like the gadget thing.
I think he's going to end up being a genuine top 15, maybe top 10 wide receiver for the league this year.
I wouldn't be surprised if he finished that high. So yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty high. Quentin Johnson, I think he's fake.
Fake. Yeah, I thought you were going to say real. So
Yeah.
sorry to anybody who spent over $20 in multiple leagues for him this week.
Yeah. Is that you?
No, it was my brother.
No.
And he's usually so logical and sensible and responsible, but
Yeah.
I don't
There's not
like
a lot
it.
of people there. Like, you got Lad McConkey and whatnot, but like,
yeah, I mean, there's enough guys. He doesn't look special. He got 2
No.
touchdowns. We could be wrong, but I don't think we're wrong. I don't think the
Very
Chargers
rarely.
offense is going to be like,
Yeah.
like
JSN, real.
I'm getting the jiggy with
Yeah.
it. Eh?
You know, he's
Jackson Smith.
He's
Najiggy
been
with
learning
it.
behind 2 of the best receivers in the league for a long time.
Yeah, I love it.
Those
Tyler
are my kids
Lockett
crying.
hates it. Yeah, Tyler Lockett hates it, but I think JSN's the real deal.
Yeah. Last one, Jahan Dotson.
Fake.
Jahan Dotson's crap.
He got his shot too.
He
eh?
had one reception. Why is he not on this list?
No, but like I mean, it's so
Get out of
because
here.
we have to mention Dotson,
All right.
right?
Yeah,
So
we do.
AJ Brown
Yeah, we
didn't
do.
play. I'm like, I hope Dotson does something so we can just mention it on this pod. No,
Caught a
the guy's
football.
fucking garbage. So.
That's it. Do we have any last words you want to maybe give somebody?
Well,
a call?
yeah, I was gonna reach out. We've got our good friend here, Mr. Will Raymond. We're gonna give him a call, Mr. Hawk Tua himself. So
Let's see if you guys have.
just needed to talk to him, get his fantasy advice on something for the pod. Hey, did you hear the news about Tua?
What?
Oh, you haven't heard?
No.
Oh, he's on IR. And that's all the time we have today, folks.
Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you for episode 6. Have a good
All right.
week 3 in the NFL. Take
Happy
care,
football.
guys.
Cheers.
I'm gonna go take care of my kids. They're yelling. God damn, we're good looking.
Sorry, Willie.